All right, we wanted to do a few calculations today, and perhaps you can even use this video as a reference in the future if you think you might need a little bit of help or a little refresher. So, the first thing we want to do is to be able to calculate the atomic mass. And so, to do this, what we have to do is go back to the periodic table and look at atomic weights. So we're going to pick a relatively simple molecule, and let's use calcium and chlorine. Okay? So when we interpret this molecule, what we know is that there is no number behind the calcium, and so we know that there is only one calcium. Over here, we have a 2, so we know there are 2 chlorines. So I'm going to write those off to the side. Calcium is 1, chlorine was 2 of them. All right, so let's go and get the atomic weights for calcium and chlorine. So notice that the atomic number is 20 for calcium, but right there it says 40. I'm going to erase that and draw another one. It says 40.78. So we are going to use 40 as our atomic weight. For chlorine, way over on the right side, it's a halogen. It has 17 protons, but right there is the atomic weight, 35.45. We're going to round that down and use 35. All right, so let's go back now. There we go. So calcium, each one of those had a mass of 40. Each one of these had a mass of 35. And then we just do some multiplication. 1 times 40 is 40. 2 times 35 is 70. We add those two together and we get 110 grams for 1 mole. All right. The second type of calculation we want to do is we want to be able to convert mass to mole. All right, so we're going to use our calcium chloride again since we've already calculated our atomic weight. And if I gave you, and I'm just going to use a number, 400 grams of calcium chloride, and I want to know how many moles is that? And so the easiest way to do this when we're going from mass to moles is to divide. Okay? Mass to mole, divide. So 400 divided by the atomic weight of 110. Now I have to get my calculator out here. 400 divided by 110 is 3.6. I know there's a bunch of other decimals on that, but one decimal is all right for us. It is 3.6 moles. I'll give you more guidance on decimal places later. So we take how much we were given divided by the atomic mass. Okay? That's how we converted mass to mole. All right. Number 3, going the other way, moles to mass. Well, we do the opposite of division, which is multiplication. So if I told you we had 2.5 moles of calcium chloride, all we're going to do is multiply, because I want to know how many grams that is. So we're going to multiply by the atomic weight, and the atomic weight was 110 grams per mole, and we got that from up above, up here. All right, so 2.5 times 110. And again, that's okay. Go back and use your calculator. I'll give you a moment to figure that out. And hopefully you got 275 grams. All right, the last one I want to work on is to do cross multiply and divide. So in cross multiply and divide, if we have a couple of numbers, like, how about 1.5 and 3.5 and x over 4.5. And I want to know what x is. The easiest way to do this is to cross multiply. So that would be 1.5 times 4.5. And don't do that answer yet. Don't get out your calculator quite so fast. Put the equal sign in and then do the other one right there. So it will be 3.5x. Well, now I know all of you know how to solve that one. Why, just divide both sides by 3.5. And now get your calculator out. So 1.5 times 4.5 divided by 3.5. And you should have gotten 1.9 is equal to x. Okay? And I know there's some decimals, but we'll keep that pretty minimal at this point. So that's cross multiply and divide and a few other calculations.